up? What up?
What's happening, nephew? What's good? Good to see you.
Good to see you, man. Another week.
Another week, viewers. Good to see y'all, man. We see y'all already tapping in already, so we appreciate the love.
Appreciate the
Uh,
love, man.
you know what's this? Show number 5, right?
Show number five. Show number five.
And man, boy, is it packed, right? It's packed.
Pack show. Pack show. What we
What,
get?
what, I
What we
mean,
getting
what's
into
what, what's
first?
what's so hold on before we get to that real quick. You up in Connecticut, right?
Uh-huh.
You've been busy doing your day job. Football
Mm,
season is back, so that means you real busy, right?
yeah.
All right. Just make I don't got to stay on you now. I got to make sure you're doing your job.
Always we stay ready. You got to get ready.
That's right. So nephew, what we got going on today, man? What's the rundown?
First, first things first, man. We gotta, you know, shout out to our, the queen or the goat of tennis.
Yeah,
Serena
we gonna get that.
Williams.
Yeah.
I think this past week was her last match. She didn't say she was officially retiring, but she said she's evolving away. And when
Yeah, yeah.
someone says they're evolving away, that means it's pretty much it's a done deal. So
We gonna get into that. What else we got, man? What else we got going on?
you got the WNBA, man. You got the Aaron Judge, MLB fans out there. College football week 1,
Okay,
NFL week 1 coming up. So that's a
okay.
lot going on.
It's cram packed. And listen, we got some urban. I want no. We got some current event issues. We're gonna touch on it, but I think the
Mhm.
show next week possibly might be
Yeah.
just a little bit more in depth. So
Mhm.
for all of you who say we don't touch all the issues or we're just sports minded, wrong. But we gonna touch on that just a little bit too. But before, and we know everybody's still coming in, right? It's 6 o'clock. It's still sunny outside where I am, so
Yeah.
I'm sure people still firing the grill up, having dinner. It is Monday, really. You know what I mean? And a lot of
Yeah.
people's world. Happy Labor Day, post Labor Day to everybody out there. And everybody that's just getting back into the swing of it. We see y'all coming in. Hey, don't forget, this is everybody's podcast. We want to hear y'all chime in whenever we start talking about these different topics and commentary, right? So this is everybody commentary. But
Everybody's commentary.
yeah, everybody. And while I say it's everybody, I'm going to start this off by saying it is truly everybody's cast because we want to represent and show love to all the businesses out there as well, that we want to show love to. And today, our sponsor is none other than Poetic Blends, ladies and gentlemen.
Uh-huh.
So you'll see it at the bottom of the screen. You see it ticking down. I'm gonna go ahead and talk a little bit about our sponsor for today, our first
Uh-huh.
sponsor, and we actually gonna show you as well
Okay.
some of the nice little I don't even want to give it away, but I'm going to give it away. So as I'm telling you about who Poetic Blends is, y'all heard
Uh-huh.
us shout him out the first time. You see it on the screen, right?
Yep.
Poetic Blends. It's where the old school and the urban millennial unite, right? So
Yeah.
let's check this out. Poetic Blends is a specialized tie-dye company, unlike your
Mhm.
norm, right? Combined with the original hippie style and an urban twist. And you see it on the screen.
Mhm.
Poetic Blends considers their pieces to be more than just tie-dye. It's an art
Yep.
piece. Each piece is a garment is hand dyed to your liking. So that means custom. You see these socks on the screen. We're gonna
Yep.
keep rolling through. I mean, it's some nice work from my guy D over there at Poetic Blends, right? Keep rolling with it. And then also you can freestyle some of these to your favorite colors, right? As you see, you got the J's up there, the shirt. That's nice work right there from Poetic Blends. So not only do they dye their own garments, they'll dye
Mhm.
your personal items as well. Send it to them. They'll bring it back to life, right? Saving it, stained, dingy garments, one dye at a time. As long as it's dyeable, they got you covered. Check them out, Poetic Blends. Check them out on IG, Poetic Blends, Facebook, Poetic Blends, Twitter, Poetic Blends, email poeticblends@gmail.com and www.poeticblends. And actually, the email, I should say the website, is actually for the limited drops. Go check out the website and then sign up for the email list for Poetic Blends. That's our sponsor for today, ladies and gentlemen. Go check them out. You're going to see them a couple times throughout the day, right? Pete, all right.
Yeah.
You appreciate that, Poetic Blends. We see you. So what
Shout,
else we got, nephew?
shout out to Marlon Lee, Councilman Marlon Lee. He's on the way to the town council meeting today. The
Yeah.
first Tuesday of the month. Wish
Hey,
you
we
well in
ready.
that meeting, man, and do what you do, man. We appreciate everything you do.
Hey, because we want to hear something about that next week. We want to
Mm-hmm.
hear something about it. So there's a lot going on in Johnston County, but Smithfield specifically. So you know, we got you, Mr. Lee. All right, nephew. Let's get into it, man.
Get into it, man. As I mentioned, Serena, man, just quick career glance.
Woo.
She
Can you be
won
quick about this?
won more than 23 Grand Slam titles, more than any other woman or man in the Open era. She's won more than her sister and anybody else. So
Yeah.
she's really the goat of the sport. And she lost in the third round. Last week, or I guess last week.
Yeah,
And
last week.
the day before, she played doubles with her sister.
Which
I'm about to say, some would say it was a good idea, some would say it's a bad idea.
not a
I
good
can see
idea.
it from both sides, but
Not a good idea.
when it's your last, when it's your last rodeo, you try to do everything you can before you dip out. So
I get it. I get it, man. Listen, I'm not gonna focus on what she should have done and what happened to her. She lost out, ladies and gentlemen, in case you don't know. But let's talk about Serena, man. 23 Grand Slams, right? That's
hmm
seven Australian Opens, right?
hmm
That's seven Wimbledons. That's six US Opens, and then they call this the Roland Garros three-time champion on that. Forgive me if I messed that up. I'm not a tennis guy, but that's a lot of bro, that's a lot of winning.
yeah, that's a lot of winning right there.
That's a lot of tennis too.
Yeah, that is
I mean,
definitely a lot of tennis. A lot of tennis. A lot of tennis.
so with that being said, 40 years old, a lot of
hmm
tennis. You just had your first child. What she's 4 or 5 years old, something like that, maybe a little bit older.
Yep,
It's time.
definitely. I think her playing in the doubles, you know, she says she hasn't played a lot of tennis, so she used that for practice. But also, when she hasn't played a lot, I think that took a lot out of her, and you can really see it. Going back and forth with her, and you can just tell she was kind of gassed. So
Yeah.
kudos to Serena, man.
Kudos to Serena, the GOAT, a legend.
hmm
If you were able to watch that match of the night, um, me and my wife, we watched it. My daughters end up coming in the last when they kept getting match point, man.
Yeah,
She trying her best not to go out.
yeah.
You can just see it. And I speak on this, man. I just played basketball this weekend with some fam. What up, DY? What up, Yank? What up, nephew? What up, Mount? Man, listen, game two, my knees was giving out. So but I was, still eating them up. But anyways, game two, my knees are giving out. And I know exactly where she's coming from. So kudos to her. I hope she doesn't come back because it's set, it's done, the legacy is there. Don't mess it up.
She says she don't have nothing to prove, so we'll
Yeah,
see, man. Maybe she can get into coaching if she wants to stay around the game. She has Coco Golf might need a mentor of her caliber when she gets
right.
to the age of 18, 19. So we'll see.
Right. Yeah. Well, kudos to the GOAT, man. Kudos to Serena.
hmm
Maybe her daughter will play in a couple of years, and who knows? I don't know, right?
We'll see. But
We'll
hey,
see.
let's keep it with the women, man, and
All right.
let's talk about this WNBA playoffs.
All
How
right.
you feel about the Sun in the Sky series?
Woo, exactly what I said last week. I had Chicago Sky going pretty much. I got them winning the whole thing. Actually, no. I got them winning the series.
Mm-hmm.
We'll wait about the whole thing because, man, I was watching that Seattle game, which I know we can get to in a second. But Candace Parker, man, came up big, man, again. I think she was like 16 points, 18 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists.
Jumper was flowing.
Bro, she is a dog, man.
She is a dog, and she was non-committal about coming back. So this could be the end for her too. So we don't know.
Interesting.
It,
Interesting.
she's balling out. So I would hate for her to end it like this. But I mean, because
Man,
she still got some left in the tank.
I honestly, she's what, third? She's 36, 37.
Yeah.
So I can see her maybe playing another year or two, but I don't know how her body feels. But I know
Yeah.
how mine felt this weekend, so I'm not gonna speak too soon. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I could definitely. I don't know, man. The Sun might tie it up. They might
You
tie it
think
up.
so?
I, I could see this the sky, go ahead and winning it, but since I'm in
Yeah,
Connecticut, I'm gonna say the sun gonna tie
I
it up.
I think you being biased because of where you are right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is what
nah,
it is. It is what it is.
nah. Candace Parker. Let's give respect where respect is due.
Mhm.
16 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. On the other side, D Bonner, man, 18 points,
Bonner, yep.
11 rebounds, 4 assists. They really almost matched each other.
Mhm.
So you had two dogs in it going
Mhm.
at it. Sky's up. Right now, 2-1. They can take it tomorrow night at 8 o'clock.
Yep, they
So,
can. They
you
can.
know, tune in to that because
And
that's
then
gonna be a good one.
now this series right here we about to talk about, man, it's up for grabs.
It
The
is.
Storm versus the Aces, man. I said from the beginning, whoever win this series will win it all. So
You think so?
I think these two teams, man, the last 30 seconds of that game was like crazy.
It was.
Sue Bird hit a three, then Asia Wilson, she scored a tying bucket. There
Yep.
was a lot going on in that game.
A lot. Bruh, let me throw the stat line out. Asia Wilson, 34 points,
Mm-hmm.
11 rebounds, 1 assist. That's to be expected. Brianna Stewart on the other side,
Mm-hmm.
20 points. That's an okay night for her. 15 rebounds and 6 assists.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is where it kind of changes up a little bit, right? Chelsea
Mm-hmm.
Gray, 29 points. All
Chelsea
right.
Gray balling all year.
Balling all year. 29 points. Okay. Then Sue Bird, the legend Sue Bird, added 17 on the other side.
Yeah.
This is a very competitive series right here, right? Because that game was in Seattle last night. Um, it's going to be in Seattle again, I believe, tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
And so that home court advantage is there, but man, you got once again, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, I don't mean no harm, but I'm just being a sports guy. Two dogs going at it,
Mm-hmm.
honestly. With the Seattle Storm and the Aces, man. I said maybe I feel like Chicago. I don't know, man. Seattle, if Las Vegas gets past,
Mm-hmm. They deep, man.
yeah,
I think the X factor for the Aces is Kelsey Plum. I think she leads the league in 3 pointers made this year, but she's been balling. So I
yeah,
feel like if her, Asia Wilson gonna give you at least 20 a game. Chelsea
yeah,
Gray will give you probably 10 and 10. But I mean, she had 29 the other night. If Kelsey Plum is balling,
yeah.
I see them go ahead and ending it. So
I just think the Aces are deeper
yeah, deep.
because when you look at the box score, it's Aces is everybody's putting up numbers.
Mhm.
Um, and don't get me wrong, Seattle, everybody's contributing there as well. But I just feel like Las Vegas, man, everybody can have a good night. And
Mhm.
if one is down, it's like that next warming up. If one is down, somebody else is stepping in. I don't necessarily see that 100% with Seattle, but
Nah, they got, to my knowledge, they got three go tos, which is Brianna Stewart,
yep,
Joel Lloyd, and Sue Bird. But
that's really
on the
it.
Aces, you got six players that can give you at least 20. So it's gonna be a good game.
It is, man. Every night is been interesting. You know, we do these casts on Tuesday nights, and man, the cool thing is we get to talk about what happened on the weekend, and then boom, there's a game lined up for us like tomorrow night, usually the next night. So tomorrow night, you got the Sky and the Sun,
Mm-hmm.
8 o'clock, and then you have the Aces and the Storm at 10
10.
o'clock.
Yep.
So go check it out. It's gonna be
Yeah.
interesting.
That's gonna be a good one, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, nephew, you said something about baseball earlier.
Uh-huh.
It's something we have never talked about on this show.
I don't talk about it.
Why? Why? Why are we
I, I
talking
just,
about it?
I just never. For one, man, the game is just too slow for me, and
All right.
never sat down and like watched the whole baseball game until about 3 months ago. Now it's pretty much watching it every day, and that boy Aaron. I like Derek Jeter, so
Yeah.
I follow the Yankees, and that man Aaron Judge he is on a different level right now. I, I
Man.
um I know last night through he had the most home runs through 135 games. He is now third all time behind Barry Bonds and Sammy Sosa with 54 home runs in 135 games. And he's on pace for like 60, 68 home runs this season. So
And
that's
let me say this. You mentioned two names that, man, I remember watching that home run chase
uh-huh.
with Barry Bonds, Sosa, McGuire. Those names, all three of those names have been associated with, steroids.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Judge, on the other hand, you don't hear the whole
Mm-hmm.
steroids. So this dude's just straight monster, and he's like what 6 foot? He's like 8 feet tall.
Yeah, about 6'9", 260, 70. So dude is different, man.
Man, he be smacking the piss out that ball.
Yeah, on Sunday he hit one 450.
Mm,
So
good lord.
yeah,
So
just to keep an eye out on Judge, man. Keep an eye out on Judge.
so for all of y'all who are like me, who really don't jump into baseball, I'm gonna give you what we talking about. Let me give you the stats.
Mm-hmm.
54 home runs. He's tying A-Rod's record right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's chasing 60 home runs. All right. It's exciting. Whether it sounds like it or not, it is very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he's batting 302 for all you baseball heads. And I know Mr. Dexter Smith, if he's watching tonight, he's a big Yankee guy. Yankees in the first place, too, in the AL East, by the way. And then this dude has 117 RBIs. So for all you Yankee fans, he's 8 home runs away from Roger Maris. That's
Yep.
big. That's big. So I don't know why we talking about baseball, but I do know why we talk about it because this is something, man. Honestly, you just don't wake up and start doing. You know what I mean? Just start slapping the mess out that ball like that. So kudos to Aaron Judge.
Hopefully they I know at work they doing a little got something special for it if he passed Roger Maris. So we'll see. He's getting closer and closer.
What you think
Um,
they got, man?
whole bunch of stuff, man. I can't really get into it like that, but I
All
just
right.
know, man. If he does what we think he gonna do, I know they pulling out all the stops for that, man. And the Yankees are in first place or tied for first place. So they've been struggling, but he's the only one that's been scoring like that for them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens with that.
I get it, man. I get it. I get it. Well, bruh, let's go ahead and push baseball on out the way, right?
Yeah,
we
yeah.
for all you baseball fans, we talked about it.
We gave you a good minute, so we
We
good.
gave you a minute. That's all you give me. So, man, what else we got, nephew? What else going on, man?
Man, if you want to go ahead and plug that Poetic Blends again, if you
Why
want to
not?
go
Why
ahead and
not, ladies
plug
and
that
gentlemen?
Poetic Blends again, man.
I'm gonna plug it. You know why? Because this is home cooking right here. This is Joko in the building. This is DD Lee. A lot of
Yeah.
y'all know him as DD, but man, let me tell you who he is today, man. Poetic Blends, right? If you've
Mm-hmm.
never seen his fashions before, you're about to see it now. You see it on
Mm-hmm.
the screen, right? Okay. I gotta tell you, my daughters have this gear, and shame on me because I don't have any of the gear I'm wearing right now, but I will soon. All
Mm-hmm.
right. So Poetic Blends, it's where the old school and the urban millennials unite, or actually they meet up. They kind of clash, just like these colors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Poetic Blends is a specialized tie-dye company, unlike your norm, unlike what your mama made you too. And they combine with original hippie style and urban twist. Poetic Blends consider their pieces to be more than just tie-dye. They're art pieces, as you can see. Each piece is a garment that's hand dyed to your liking. That means custom. Or you can freestyle with some of your favorite colors, you know. So they don't just, take the dyes and just dye their own garment. They'll come and dye your garment. Send them a piece, right? Send them a piece, send them an item, and it could be done, right? Send it to them. They'll bring it back to life, you know. Saving stained, dingy garments one dye at a time. As long as it's dyeable, they got you covered. You see it on the screen. You see it on the bottom of the screen. IG Poetic Blends, Facebook Poetic Blends, Twitter Poetic Blends, email poeticblends@gmail.com, and the website www.poeticblends.com. And
Mm-hmm.
sign up for their email list because the website is for the limited drops. I think he just had the Juneteenth limited drops a couple of weeks ago. So Poetic Blend, say that 10 times fast. You ain't got to say it because we got it on the screen for you. So look up the DD out at Poetic Blends.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hey, go ahead and get you some teas that match your J's for the fall, man.
I got to, man. I got to.
Or you got to get the beef and broccolis or some butters and get something done.
I was thinking, my season is pumpkin spice. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about getting me some a pumpkin spice poetic blend shirt up top.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to go find me some Jordans or something to go with that. But anyways, poetic blends, go check them out.
All right, man. Let's get down to the nitty gritty right here, man. So
Ooh-wee.
last week we had some state fans on, and somebody said 34-17.
She
It won't
did.
it won't quite 34-17, but they got the dub.
Hey man, she was very optimistic. I will give her some credit, and we'll
Uh-huh.
talk about that later on because she was right about something that everybody else is wrong about.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, we talking about this NC State East Carolina game. What up, Donna Madison? Uh, hey, bro, your boys actually didn't look too bad at all.
Nope.
So, I
See, I got
mean,
the shirt on today, so
ooh, that's a
I'm not.
moral victory, right?
I'm not disappointed, man. I mean, things happen,
Yeah,
but what I saw from the defense, I've never been, even when I was at ECU, I was never a big fan of them. But I was like,
yeah,
hopefully I seen some of them guys and how hard they work and stuff. I was like, man, hopefully they get it turning around.
yeah.
And I was very impressed with the defense. Very
Me too.
impressed with the
Let me
defense.
let me let me say this, right? If I had to pick out 2 or 3 words that summed up this game, right? And Donna Madison, you took the words right out of my mouth. Field goals,
Mm-hmm.
turnovers. 2 turnovers apiece for both teams.
Mm-hmm.
East Carolina it happened to come by way of interceptions. NC State was an interception and a fumble loss.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I say all that to say this. NC State, would a real NC State please stand up? Because right now, everybody was all over you like white on rice, talking about how good you were going to be. I didn't see it. But East
Mm-hmm.
Carolina, you're exactly who I thought you were. You were better. You actually got some things to work out. It's only game one. But NC State, I'm going to pick again. And if y'all remember last week episode, I had cousin up here talking me down, telling me how NC State was going to do this and going to do that. And all I was trying to say was, you're really not as good as you think you are.
You,
And it
you know,
showed.
they didn't mention last week that I was surprised with NC State fans.
What's up?
The third best receiver in their history of football, Emeka Emezi.
I
They didn't
know.
mention him last week. That was a big loss,
Yeah,
along with the running backs that they lost as well. I mean, I know they returned their, pretty much the whole defense, but
right.
their offense ain't the same.
Nah, I got a couple things to say about that. I'm glad you said that. Where was Devin Carter?
I don't know, man, and that's my boy, man. He would have had him one.
Joko. I got another Joko bone to pick later on, but where was Devin Carter, man?
I don't know, man. He got to step up on that one, man. I'm sure he gonna bounce back this coming week though.
Let me ask you: was it Devin Carter that missed the bus, or was it the coach, or the wide receiver coach, or the offensive coordinator? What was the reason why Devin Carter only got? I believe it was like I don't even know. I don't even have it in my notes, man. Dude didn't have many touches, man. It was not enough.
He
So
he doesn't get enough touches, I don't believe. So something I watch now more is body language, and
okay,
I didn't. He didn't certain plays. He didn't look like he wanted to play too much. I don't know if that's. I mean, I don't know for anybody that's watching. I don't have any inside scoop on this. I'm just looking at it outside in. It just looked like something ain't right now.
it's funny you say that because our guest from last week called me after the show and said the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's an NC State fan. You're a non-NC State fan. I don't get it, but let me say this, and I'm speaking for Mac Brown. Devin Carter transfer portal is a real deal. If you want to come to Carolina, we'll take you. We'll treat you right.
Well,
So
we need a big body receiver, man. Man, you gonna get the touches because we spread the ball around.
yeah. And Mr. Madison said That was not a ranked team in Greenville on Saturday. I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. State maybe shouldn't have been ranked top 15. I give them 22, 23, 24.
Mhm.
I won't be as mean as 25, but not top 15.
I mean, they did ultimately pull out a win, so they found a way to win. I just didn't like the way they found a way to win.
Check this out. Devin Leary, 17 for 33, 211 yards, one touchdown. That's not enough. One interception. That's
Mm-hmm.
too many. His QBR rating was 36%.
That's not good.
On the other side, Holton Elliott's was 25 for 41, 276, two TDs. Did have two interceptions. Dude was balling out. He had like 57 rushing yards too. He actually had the most carries out of all ECU backs, which is
Yeah.
not good. He had a 73% QBR.
He's also punting and holding on the kick too. He doing a lot. He
But
doing a
that's all
lot.
high school stuff.
I mean, when the game is on the line and your QB1 is like, let me go out there and hold that thing, still missed it.
Field
But
goals, field goals, field goals.
what I saw from both teams, man, not enough balance. I feel like throwing the ball 40 times is a lot in college
It's
to
a
me.
lot. It's too much.
Yeah.
Especially when you have capable running backs.
Yeah.
Um, I think both quarterbacks felt like this game was on their shoulders to win or lose. And if anything, this game showed you this is a team sport, special teams, because NC State actually scored off of a special teams touchdown. Let's be
Yeah.
real now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's not forget that. So this is a 100%. My coach used to always say there's 77 positions in football. He is 100% true.
My fault
So
of that, Donald. He looked just like him, man. He
what's that?
looked. So he was correcting me on that. It wasn't Holton that was punting. I thought
Yeah,
it was.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Good look. That's a true ECU fan right there. Ain't,
Shout out to Duck, man.
ain't too many of them out there, but that's a true ECU fan. So you hit the nail right on the head. ECU is a pass first, unbalanced team,
Yeah.
and I think NC State. I'm gonna go back to this Devin Carter thing, man, because I'm a joker all day long. I felt like they was overthrowing the ball to Thayer Thomas, and maybe, just maybe, Devin Carter feels a little slighted. But I ain't starting nothing.
See, if you look at it last year, he didn't get enough touches. They only go to him when they need to like a big time play or a big time score. Other than that, he can't really find no rhythm.
Let me correct you by saying when they go to him, right? No, I'm gonna add on. I'm not correcting you. He is a big body receiver.
Mm-hmm.
They go to him when they cannot be accurate.
Mm-hmm.
When he can't be accurate, because Leary is not an accurate quarterback. He is kind of like, and my Carolina faithful jump on me, like Sam Howell. He throws the ball up there and he expects speed to go get the ball. And I think a lot of times with Devin Carter, if he needs that back of the end zone throw, that sideline, need that first down, they'll throw it to the big man and expect him to go jump up there and grab it. That's what I'm seeing.
I don't think he's been utilized the right way.
Nah, absolutely not. Listen, State's got some tune-up games. They got Charleston Southern coming up this week. And then right after that, I believe like Texas Tech. I'm not sure, not a State fan, but there's opportunity for State to clean it up. State will be 4-0 before they face a real test.
ICDC.
ICDC.
Tried to tell like a destined last week, man.
Stupid, bro. All right, man. Listen, if East Carolina could figure out how to get the ball through these poles, they'll be a decent team this year. If they can actually balance it out, they probably don't have to balance it out in their conference, to be honest with you. Because I don't think their conference, you're not going to run into a bunch of 3-star, 4-star, 5-star corners and safeties. So I think East Carolina's going to be fine. So, now he want to show up.
Now you want to show up after the party.
After that, I got my 2 pieces in there. He want to show
ICDC, man.
Couldn't even get him to shut up last week. Now he quiet. So, but we're gonna leave NC State alone, man.
We
We're
gonna
gonna
leave it
move
alone.
on.
They pulled out the dub, so I ain't got too much to say. But you know what we
Yeah,
got to talk about now.
yeah, boy.
Whew.
Yeah. And listen, all of y'all, before you even get started, shut up. A dub is a dub.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man,
So,
63 to 61.
look like a
Mm.
basketball score. That's cool with me.
App State scored more points this in this football game than their basketball team scored against us.
Facts.
So
Facts. So let's run it down. You see it on the screen. Our Tar Heels defeated App State. And some would say you should have done that anyway. Let me get you straight here. First and
hmm
foremost, our Tar Heels traveled up to Kid Brewer Stadium, which is in Boone, which is in a whole different atmosphere. I should say
hmm
a whole different I said atmosphere. We're in the same atmosphere. I don't want to sound dumb here. But you climbing up the mountains, your ears start popping, and it's different, right? The air is different, everything's different. So we're gonna say that they had that against them. Then we're gonna say they had the home field advantage
hmm
for App State was there. Plus that stadium's right on top, as I told you last week. There you go, big bro, altitude. And so Carolina had a lot going against them, right,
hmm
nephew?
Yeah.
So some would say you should have beat them by 30. Some would say you shouldn't have let them score 40 in the last quarter. Carolina also was out there number one and number two receiver as well.
hmm
You had a lot of freshmen playing football outside of Chapel Hill for the first time. I
First year
mean,
quarterback.
plus your quarterback. I mean, nephew. I mean, just kind of throw some more at him because I don't want it to sound like I'm the only one
So
being biased here.
they gotta understand, man, when you bring in a new but old defensive coordinator, Gene Chizik, he is very detailed about his defense. And like it's gonna take some time for them to pick up the schemes. Obviously got to simplify it, but there's no reason they should give up 40 points in the quarter. That's just lack of effort, lack of heart. Um, I mean, they did get to stop when they needed to win the game, but it's like it shouldn't have came to that pretty much. But
I get it
I will say this: the offense is going to score. The
all
offense
day.
they gonna do what they do. I got to give them credit, man. You know they bail the defense out, punch after punch. So I mean we were down what 14-0, 14-7 at one
We
point.
was down 2 scores
Yeah.
on the
So
road. So let me get into this real quick. I'm the stat guy, right? Drake May 24 for 35. Man, the boy was hot.
player of the week.
Player of the week, 352 yards. Boy got a lot of air miles on that right there. A lot of air miles. 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. NC State. You hear me? There? Yeah, I want to make sure all the NC State fans hear me. 0 interceptions. That's 2 weeks in a row. All right. QBR rating. Listen to this, bro. 94.3%.
That's insane. That's insane.
That sounds like a radio station, don't it?
Dre.
94.3. Come
Yeah,
on, man.
they playing some gospel on that station, ain't
Hey, man. You know what I'm saying? Now I got to give credit to Chase Bryce, man, which is transferred
it?
13 times from Clemson to Duke, Shaw, and everywhere else.
hmm
Chase Bryce, 25 for 36. He did actually have more yards, 361 yards, 6 touchdowns.
hmm
We'll get to that in a second. 1 interception. His QBR rating was a 75.4. That was better than anybody in the East Carolina State game
Yeah, better than
by
anybody
far.
by far.
By far. All right. So App State has several running backs with 50 plus yards. That's where we went wrong.
Yes.
And then I got to give credit to a lot of those receivers who have never played one snap in a game. On the road, let's put it like that. Several Carolina receivers stepped up. 4 different
Kobe.
receivers scored touchdowns.
Kobe played well.
Kobe? Yeah. Yeah.
Josh Downs was saying pretty much, "Hey man, this is your time right here. Go out there and take it." He played well, but losing Josh Downs hurt. Regardless of we scored 63, but losing him was a different because he's a leader on the team.
Absolutely. And he was the guy that we were hopefully, we knew he got hurt last week, and then it was also our guy Tony Grimes got hurt. I think he ended up playing.
He won't
We got to
100%.
work on that. What's
He
that?
won. Tony Grounds won 100%. He didn't look like it to me.
Nah, not at all. Not at all. And you got to remember, Storm Duck just came back from a severe injury,
Mhm.
the year before. So we listen. Thank God Carolina is playing some of those, tune-up games next week with Georgia State. I wouldn't call Georgia State a tune-up game. I wouldn't even call App State a tune-up game.
Mm-mm. Both
But
of those games, we can be beating both of those. So hopefully we don't lose this weekend.
yeah, and I get it, right? And here goes a bunch of Duke fans and State fans coming at us right now, right? I see you, big dog. I hear what you're saying, but what I'm telling you is NC State would have walked into that environment and gave up the same amount of points. East Carolina would have walked into that environment and gave up probably the same amount of points. Um, throw anybody else out there. Only team right now I don't think in the ACC that would have done that is maybe Clemson.
Yeah, Clemson, because they just stacked on defense every year, pretty much.
Every year. And so I'm not sitting here. Yeah, I am being biased. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm Tar Heel born, Tar Heel bred. I'm be Tar Heel till I'm dead. All I'm telling you is we got the dub.
Yeah.
You hear me, Mr. Smith? We got the dub. Y'all barely walked out of Greenville. And look, matter of fact, y'all was on sea level.
Yeah.
And barely I got the dub. You feel me? All right, then. So I don't want to hear nothing else out of all these State fans and these Duke fans. So I feel now let's talk about Carolina. Let's talk about Carolina State moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Carolina next week going to Georgia State.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like Carolina's gonna get a dub in Georgia, in Atlanta?
I absolutely do. For one, because Gene and them boys and Max said they will not be sleeping this week until they figure out how to, solve this puzzle. And just pride, man. You can't just have 61 points good, thrown on you and not bounce back in a big way. So I expect a totally different defense. I expect Omarion Hampton to, bounce back. He didn't have a particularly great day.
Yeah, I was getting there.
He didn't have a particularly great day, but I mean, the other running back stepped up. So there's a lot of people on the team that's got a lot to prove. What you thinking?
Yeah, Mario Hampton, another Joko, from the crib. A little upset. Joko just underperforming right now. We'll get it back together, right? He did have a touchdown this week. Let's not forget that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's the cool thing about Carolina State. Both teams have a road win, right? That's big.
Yeah.
All right. And State's probably the more experienced team out of the two. Both teams have a road win now. They got that under their belt. Carolina has one road win, one home game. So they know what it feels like to defend their turf, and they know what it feels like to win on other people's turf. State, they're riding high because they have won on somebody else's turf. State, historically, well, you got Charleston Southern next week, so they're going to get a dub unless something crazy happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
So State already, I feel like going probably to a 2-0 going into their third week of football. There's gonna be a lot of confidence built up. I don't care, and I picked on the NC State guys earlier, but I don't care how you get the win. A win is a win. So right now, you got two teams that are less than 10 miles, 12 miles, whatever from each other that are riding high. After watching a couple of other ACC games this week, I watched Florida State play LSU. State, you better be prepared for Florida State.
Mm-hmm. Florida State, they gonna find a way to win. It might not be pretty, but they gonna find a way.
They did. And one of the most bizarre endings to a game, the way that LSU Florida State game played out, very bizarre. But now you can see Florida State's putting all those pieces of the puzzle together that they've been trying. They've actually been missing the pieces. Somebody found them, and now they're putting them together. Yep. So that's who NC State should have to worry about in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
I watch Clemson. That's another team. I think State can beat Clemson. I'm gonna be real with you. Clemson's offense was lackluster. Defense, if NC State offense played the same way they did Sunday, State and Clemson will be a lower scoring game.
It'll probably be 10-3.
Who's NC State?
I'll have to go Clemson, man.
Okay, so that's two games that NC State should worry about very soon. Get your little tune-up games out of the way, and Get ready for those two games. Carolina, I'm actually feeling real good about Carolina in the future. Right, we
Mm-hmm.
got to get past Georgia State. The team that scares me the most right now, Notre Dame, Miami. Those are the two teams that worry me a little bit with Carolina, and I'm segueing into a little bit of the HBCU here
Mm-hmm.
because Miami just played Bethune-Cookman this week
Mm-hmm.
and beat the brakes off of them.
Yeah.
You watch it?
I caught the tail end. They weren't really my priority. I feel like I knew what was going to happen. I was
Yeah.
really watching the Aggie Eagle Classic.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get to watch it. I didn't even get to see it a little bit. I saw highlights. How was that?
So, man, I just want to say, being where I'm at, it wasn't even in the show. Nobody is talking about it, and I made it a point to, let them know, hey, this is the 100th year anniversary of this. We need to show something. So ultimately, we got it done. But now that's another topic for another day.
All
But
right.
the Central, they pulled it out first time since 2016, and honestly, Central was just, I ain't gonna say dominated, but the game wasn't in doubt to me for them at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean the A&T jerseys were fire though, but Central got the dub.
So you remember what I said last week? I
Yeah.
said that A&T is actually one of the most up and coming schools in the state. And I spoke on how their facilities were a lot better than Central. I spoke
Mm-hmm.
on how they have actually had some success over the last couple of years. But I also told you I was around the Central program personally, um, and had some involvement with it and kind of seen some things developing. And I told you, actually, my wife was the one who did the prediction and said Central was going to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
Should have put money on that. But I had a strong feeling that Central wasn't going to be the Central that y'all have been thinking about in the last couple of years. I think a lot of people was taking A&T based off of A&T's, stature over the last couple of years, putting guys in the NFL, the memes, bring me my money, beating East Carolina. But Central was prepared for this, man.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I agree with you. Did have a field day. I did see the box score. And
Strong.
I told you they had an up and coming, developing some skill players, man. I felt Central could win this game on paper. So
Mm-hmm.
it's 100 years, man. That's like I said, years ago we used to hear about that game being played, and it was the Aggie Eagle is taking on a whole different level for
Yeah,
sponsorships.
I still call it that Aggie Eagle just to keep it classic. But what is it,
Yeah,
Duke? What is it, Duke Mayo Bowl or something now?
yeah. Duke's Mayo Bowl.
It don't even sound right, but it is
Well,
what it
first of all, our people don't even eat mayo. We eat Miracle Whip. So
is.
I'm asking Miracle Whip to come get this thing and, and take it over because that's what we eat.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's interesting though, right? Because A&T, and then you look at Central.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think a lot of you people know this, or maybe let me rephrase that. Now I'm talking out of side my neck. A lot of people may not know that A&T is pulling out of the MEAC.
I didn't know that.
What, man? Come on. So actually, this is 2 years in the making, unless something has changed that I don't know about. But once again, being around that environment for the last 2-3 years, I hear a lot of stuff that a lot of people may not know about. A&T is actually going into, I believe it's the Big South Conference with Campbell and a few other schools. Hampton University did it first. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Smith. I know he's all over it as well. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there we go. They're now in the Big South Conference. I think this may be their last year. I could be wrong. So what I was getting at is I hope the Aggie Eagle Classic stays intact.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the conferences are not there, I hope it stays intact. Right. They've been out of the MEAC for you. I knew it was either last year, this year, whatever. And that's something that's scary because they're doing it for the money.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me correct this. Let me say this. Let me say it better. They're doing it because the conferences are more appealing, not just for the money. You are starting to see a lot of conferences that can only provide so much for these colleges.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that's why A&T is doing this. I mean, what's your thoughts on that, nephew?
I mean, regardless of the conference, I feel like they will always play each other because of 100 years of rivalry, anniversary. Like you just don't throw that away just because you switch conferences. So I feel like regardless of the conference, they'll always find a way to play each and every year. Because for one, that game alone brings in a lot of money. So
Right.
I don't think they're gonna stop that. That and Jiho is like two of the biggest things. So I think they're gonna find a way to play regardless of the conference.
Well, Jiho's gonna go on regardless.
Yeah.
It don't matter. It don't matter who they play. That's going on regardless.
They can play ICDC like state, and they're gonna still be packed out there.
Matter of fact, they should call their friends down in state. Say, how'd y'all get ICDC, Lil Romeo, and Master P? We want to figure out how y'all get them on the schedule every year.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's one of those things, man. You're right. The revenue, it's a revenue generator this weekend. We get it. And actually, the cool thing is we should be included in some of this revenue that's going around.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up, we should be included. And while we may not necessarily want to see that Aggie Eagle name go away, the schools benefit from this, man.
Mm-hmm.
TV time, marketing,
Merchandise.
so all of this is helping. At the same time, we can't lose our roots and of HBCU football.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, hey. Yeah, man. Look, Master P, if you listen to this, man, we promoting y'all hard, man. We promote y'all real hard.
We about it, Master P.
We about it, and we want scholarships.
Did you catch that Jackson State game, man?
Absolutely not.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna tell you why I didn't. Because man, I had my head in so many things, but man, when I did catch the highlights, I couldn't believe what my eyes were seeing.
They were balling.
Man, what was the score? Oh, you got it on the screen.
59-3, man. The prime time. That's for real. Played in Miami.
So give me your commentary on this.
They looked the part to me. Only like Deion said, the difference is in the trenches. Other than that, he feel like their skilled players can play with any team in the country. So he said once he get them in the trenches guys, in the next couple of years, then he gonna start playing the best teams. So they definitely looked the part. Travis Hunter coming back from a foot injury. I don't think he practiced too much, but he looked every bit of number one out there.
Yeah. And let's not forget he was a number 1 5-star recruit.
Best player in the nation, play wide receiver and cornerback. And when your coach feel like he can put you on the island by yourself and you're gonna come out victorious every time, man, you got it. So and then quarterback play, man. That man he's like that. He was a Florida State commit, so he can ball.
So I see on the screen here Jackson State doing it the right way. And that is very true, right?
Yes.
But let me ask you a question. Could Jackson State right now match up against, let's say, Georgia and give them a game? What y'all think? Yes or no?
Just for me. Y'all comment what you think. I just think it'll come down to offensive line and defensive line, man.
So
that's my biggest thing.
We got one saying, heck no. Why? Let me ask you a question. All right. So as they come in, I'm gonna ask you the questions that I wish I could ask the viewers, and viewers chime in even more. If the answer is no, nephew, why do you think they couldn't?
I wouldn't even say defensive line, just offensive line. When you look at Georgia, the reigning champions, you subbing in 5-star guys.
Yeah.
When you sub in on Jackson State, you might have a 2-star, 3-star. Deion look, I mean, he's getting higher recruits, but you're not subbing in the same caliber of player. Like any of those guys on Georgia's like third string could probably start on Jackson State. So
right.
That's my thing.
So I think the viewers are speaking up, man. There's a lot of them are saying the same thing. Some are saying heck no. Some are saying not a win, but be a close game. Some are saying up to halftime, and then some are saying not yet. Definitely a competition. Listen, This is my thing. I think if you put Jackson State up against Georgia, mind you, Georgia Bulldogs are the reigning national champions right now. They
Mm-hmm.
lost some pieces. They lost some guys to NFL, transfer portal, what have you. My personal opinion, we won't ever know. I actually think Jackson State could probably beat somebody. I actually think Jackson State could beat Georgia.
I think Jackson State could be NC State.
They definitely could do that. They could probably. Hey, listen, all my Duke fans gonna be really be mad, but they know I'm telling the truth. Jackson State will walk the dog on Duke.
Yeah,
You know it, and hey, I'm looking you dead in the eye because y'all know it. Don't even chime. Don't even say nothing, Duck, because you know it's the truth.
hey Josh, if you watching this, I'm sorry, my boy, but ooh.
Yeah, yeah. So I see you saying depth, nephew. You said depth, but listen, man. I think when you don't have depth, I've been through this at a small school. One of the things they teach you is conditioning. They
Mm-hmm.
teach you how to be prepared when you don't have depth. I think Dion does that very well. I've seen some of the strength and conditioning
Yeah.
videos that Dion and his team go through because they are. I think they're mentally preparing for it, but I think they're preparing for it 4 years down the road. Let's say 2 years down the road. These games are coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
Schedules are being made up a year in advance.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Jackson State could hang with a Georgia. Let's be fair. Let's
They
be fair.
playing somebody big time next year. I know. I can already see it.
Yeah, absolutely. And people gonna pay a lot of money to go see it. That's what's gonna be beautiful about it. But maybe listen, let me digress. I don't know about Georgia. All right, Florida. We saw the Florida Utah game. You think they
Mm-hmm.
can handle Florida?
I think they can handle Utah, not Florida.
You think Utah didn't play too bad, bro?
But I just feel like Utah wasn't overwhelmingly physical.
That's not their
Jordan,
style.
yeah, Georgia plays physical, and I think Jackson State issue would be physicality right now because they don't have the depth.
Right. Um, I agree with you. We got to give it a couple more games.
Mm-hmm.
Raekwon, I'm with you. We too early right now. I'm excited
Mm-hmm.
because it was a blowout and that was a conference game, right?
Yes, I believe so.
If it wasn't, it was definitely between two HBCUs,
Yeah.
which you would have thought would have been on a even playing field. So that's the interesting part for me is we're too early to find out, but man, when you go look at the box scores, and me and Donald, we talk about this all the time. I'm a box score dude. I love stats. If I don't
Mm-hmm.
get to watch the game, I just go look at the stats to see who did what, to see how they compare, because the box score tells the story of the game. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I think maybe we'll see what Jackson State who they're going up against. Here's the funny thing: everybody that's going up against Jackson State now, the same way they did Dion his first year when he was there, everybody going up against him now has something to prove. And every game is going to be a dogfight for Jackson State.
Yeah.
So, yeah, FAMU did put up a better fight against UNC. I agree with Carl. Here's the deal about that. I also believe when you got schools like Carolina, they don't pull out all their plays.
No.
I don't think they pull everything out. Carolina kind of knew they were going to put their foot on the gas in the second, third, fourth quarter. FAMU still facing eligibility issues, guys. That's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
And let me make sure everybody understands. It's not because of these kids are dummies and they're having issues with their grades. It's because compliance department just can't get it all done fast enough. The UNCs, the Dukes, the States, the Wake Forest, the Ohio States, the Floridas, they got 3-4 different compliance people for the whole football team. FAMU probably has one for every program in
Mm-hmm.
that facility. So they're trying to figure this thing out. So FAMU just came back from Chapel Hill, bruised and beat up too, because they lost 2 or 3 starters that game. So y'all got to remember that about FAMU, y'all. That also was a neutral site game played in Miami, not in Tallahassee, not in Jackson. So
Mm-hmm.
there was a lot going out. So that's 2 away games for FAMU back to back, guys. So keep that in mind too.
Mm. That's a good point, man. That's a
Yeah,
good
man.
point. But I know we've been talking, you know, college football, but NFL is back, man. NFL,
It's coming. It's what, Thursday night?
I believe so, man. I know week one is a big deal for you Panthers. That's got some underlying things going on. So I want you to chime in on that.
Before I chime in, I want y'all to do this. If you have a favorite NFL team,
Hmm.
favorite NFL shirt, send it to my boy D Lee at Poetic Blends.
Hmm.
Maybe he can do your shirt right. Maybe he can get your shirt right, especially if it's a Steelers shirt. It needs some help, especially if it's a Cowboy shirt. It's going
Just
to
throw
need
that
some
one
help.
away. Just throw that one away.
I
Send one
don't
up.
think there's anything DD can do to that one. D Lee, you chime in. I don't know if there's anything that could be done to a Cowboys shirt. In fact, I think DD Lee is a Cowboys fan. I could be wrong, but if I were you, don't even waste your dye. Don't even waste your time. But check my man Poetic Blends out. And if
Uh-huh.
you put it on the screen for us, man, let's show them the nice work the Poetic Blends can do for your Cowboys shirt or
Hmm.
whatever shirt. The Poetic Blends is where old school and urban millennials unite. Poetic Blends is specialized in tie-dye company. It's unlike the norms, not like what your mama made you with potato sacks back in the days. They combine the original hippie style with an urban twist. You can see right here, you got the Pumas, you got the shirt in the left and the bottom right. That's a nice
Hmm.
flare. That's a nice push. The socks, the sock
Oh.
game's stupid, y'all. Y'all gotta check the sock game out. Poetic Blends considers their pieces to be more than just tie dye. It's art pieces. Each piece garment is a hand dyed to your liking, so that's custom, right? How you
Mhm.
want it, how you like it. It's like have it your way. You can freestyle it with your favorite colors. Not only do they dye the Poetic Blends garments, but they also dye your garments. Send them to him. He'll bring them back to life. It saves you from the stains, any dingy garments, one dye at a time. He can bring it back for you. As long as it's dyeable, he got you covered. Poetic Blends. Check him out on IG, Facebook, Twitter,
Mhm.
email. You see it at the bottom of the screen, www.poeticblends.com. Appreciate our sponsor this week, Poetic Blends. So let's jump back into this NFL. All right. I'm gonna talk about my Panthers first, man.
You can go ahead. You can talk about them, man.
We ain't gonna talk long, man. We just gonna throw these games out here. We want to hear in the comments. We want to hear y'all's predictions, okay?
Yeah,
All right. Browns.
I got the Browns.
You got the Browns.
Yeah,
Give me one reason why, and then we'll keep moving.
because man, I want to see Jacoby Brissett ball out.
Man. So Jacoby Brissett has to be the luckiest guy in the world. He's never tabbed as a starter by choice. He just gets lucky and starts every year. I don't know how that happens, but I hope they whatever. So I got the Panthers. I don't think the Browns got enough for Baker Mayfield, Christian McCaffrey. Yes, right, Raekwon. Panthers gonna pull it out.
But he like
DJ
the Jets though, so he can't. Don't have him root for your team, bro.
man, big up to Raekwon on that one. That's a good one. And also, go DJ. That's my DJ. DJ Moore, the most consistent wide receiver in the last 3 to 4 years. So I got the Panthers, man. We're gonna move on. What else you got,
I'm
man?
not a fan, but we can move on. Buccaneers, Cowboys. Who you roll?
Woo. All right. I gotta go with the Bucks. Tom Brady is my fantasy quarterback. So I'm hoping he pulls it out. And Cowboys it's just same old, same old. You don't know what you're gonna get. Who you got, nephew?
If Daquan, you watching this, bro? I'm gonna go with the Bucks. You know I'm not rooting for the Cowboys, boy. What's wrong with you?
Oh man.
I want to see Julio get right, man. Julio Jones' first game with Tom Brady. So
I don't know if Julio gonna get right, but I know Tom Brady is.
all right, who you got for the Broncos Seahawks, man?
Man, all right. So I gotta go Broncos all
Mhm.
day long. Seahawks. Someone told me that Geno Smith was the starting quarterback. I don't know if I can put my money on Geno Smith.
Gino
So
or Drew Lock?
yeah, either or. Broncos, Russell Wilson, Javante Williams, go Heels,
Mm-hmm.
Melvin
Jerry
Gordon,
Judy.
Jared Judy, Broncos all day.
Yeah, definitely Broncos. Root for Russ, man. But I
Yeah,
do want to see Geno play well. This is his last chance to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. So
yeah. It's pretty sad how his career never really took off,
yeah.
especially the way it was at West Virginia. Dude was a
him,
baller.
him, Tavon Austin, man.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Raiders, Chargers, man. Devontae Adams
Ooh.
first game. Chargers, they got Justin Herbert. So we'll see.
Who you got?
I'm gonna go with Keenan Allen because man, he's a good dude. He's from the Carolinas, so I'm gonna go with the Chargers.
I want to go with Chargers because I am a Justin Herbert fan. I think he's gonna be the next guy up
Mm-hmm.
to get him one, to get him some pieces. But I gotta go with the Raiders, man. Vontae Adams.
Derek
I don't
Carr.
like Derek Carr, but apparently there's some kind of bromance between those two, and I think they got it figured out. So
They did college together, man. That makes a difference.
yeah, and I read an article today. They almost died together in some rafting situation. So I mean, anytime you can die with somebody, almost die with somebody, that
Listen,
bond
that
is real.
experience gonna bring you closer. I ain't gonna lie.
Exactly. So I'm going Raiders though, man.
Okay. Bills at Rams, man. Defending champs. Von Miller played his first game against the Rams.
Who you got?
I'm going with the Rams, man. I'm going with Matty Ice, man. I like that guy right there.
Mm, I'm gonna have to go Bills. Um, I can't believe the hype of the Rams last year. They lost a couple key pieces. Odell, I heard they still leaving the locker open for him,
Mm-hmm.
but I believe in Diggs, I believe in Allen, I believe in Vaughn. Listen, everywhere Von Miller goes,
He
that's
wins.
where I go on my fantasy for my defense. So I gotta go
I don't,
Bills.
I don't believe in Josh Allen like that yet, man. But that's another conversation, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's the best, but I think he gets the job done.
We'll see, man. We'll see. It's still Patrick Mahomes for me, man.
Yeah. And Patrick Holmes in my other fantasy is my other quarterback. So
How many
you
fantasy
know,
leagues you got?
man, don't be worried about what I'm doing.
That
So,
man, no wonder he always busy. He always playing fantasy.
man, I'm telling you, hey, that's all. Hey, I'm broke. I ain't got everything I want, so I got to fantasize about it. So,
This man.
so yeah. So that's my pick, man.
Uh,
Bills, Rams, games in LA. I don't know if that matters right now. I don't know how this LA crowd. LA's still trying to figure their crowd out. So
but they coming up a championship, man. That's different.
yeah, but it's LA, man.
Aaron
It's
Donald coming back with a big bag.
I get it. I get it. Swinging helmets at everybody. I get it, man. I get it. So I don't know. We're gonna go Bills. We're
All
gonna
right,
go Bills.
I'm going Rams, man. I'm going Rams.
Hold up, man. Hold on. I didn't see who is it? Washington's the Commanders this year, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I don't. They just should have kept the football team.
I think Washington was gosh, I forgot who they were playing, but I had Washington winning this week. Who? Yeah,
Jaguars.
definitely Washington this week. Who you
Uh,
got?
I'm gonna say Jaguars, so because I want them to lose, and so Sam Howell can start. So we'll see.
Man, boy, you all about them Tar Heels. I love it.
Sam Howell, man. Carson Winston had too many chances. Give Sam Howell his just due, man.
He'll get it. He'll get it. He'll get it. So that's our NFL for this week. But listen, we're almost to the end of this broadcast. But before we go, we're gonna highlight HBCU this week.
Okay. I
Highlight.
know my daddy up here.
So what now?
So I know my dad up here.
Yeah, big brothers up here. HBCU of the week goes to the Livingstone Blue Bears.
Yeah.
Now,
So,
we all know a little bit about the Blue Bears.
mm-hmm,
Me, you, your pops.
mm-hmm.
What you know about them? What can you tell our viewers about the Blue Bears and why they might be intrigued to maybe want to attend school or go watch a football game or a basketball game in Salisbury, North Carolina?
So my dad he sent me some notes about Livingstone. I've been up there a couple times. I almost went to play football there, but they're a CIAA school, Division II in Salisbury, North Carolina, formerly known as Zion Wesley Institute. They're AME Zion School, established in 1879. It's a private HBCU with around 1,200 students. Fun fact: December 27, 1892 was the first Black intercollegiate football game played on the front lawn at Livingstone against. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Biddle College, which is now Johnson C. Smith University. So that's a
Yep, yep.
that's a quick nugget right there. And they have some notable athletes. Ben Coates, and in the '90s
Now
NFL
hold
Hall
up.
of
Let me
Fame.
slow you down. Ben Coates was that dude in the 90s. He was
Yeah.
with the Patriots. I believe Super Bowl winning Ben Coates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So Ben Coates. Who else?
He's a Hall of Fame tight end, man. I'll
Hall of
put that
Fame.
in there because it's hard. Everybody ain't in that, so all pro tight end for the
New
Patriots.
England Patriots, man. Play with Tom Brady, I believe. Yeah, either him or Bledsoe. But anyways, yeah,
He
big
was at the
time
full
tight end.
end of that, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
They have Wilmot Perry. He was the running back for the New Orleans Saints
Yep,
in
yep,
1997.
yep.
Just other notable alumni: Ruth Whitehead Whaley, first Black woman admitted to the bar in New York and in North Carolina, and Philip Payton Jr., known as the father of Harlem, with real estate and other developments in Harlem, North Carolina. I mean, not Harlem, North Carolina, Harlem, New York. So
Man.
they, just HB. No matter where you go, you can make an impact, but it just seems like it's a lot sweeter coming from HBCU.
It is. I'm gonna throw a little something else to that too. Notable alum in our family. My brother,
Mm-hmm.
he's not on the show, but I know he's on the side on the comments. Attended Livingstone for a couple years, and truth be told, I'm gonna put it out there. He knew that the guy to the right of me on the screen was coming into this world, decided to make a sacrifice and transferred to Shaw
Mm-hmm.
University. He was out there doing his thing, going there on a scholarship for band. So kudos to Big Bruh.
Mm-hmm.
Also, kudos to my uncle, Uncle Roger Walker, as well, who is a Livingstone alum. Went
Mm-hmm.
there for band, came back, did great things. It's crazy, full circle. I met one of his band students that he taught a couple of days ago. Ran into him and was telling me how impactful that the jazz scene was to him. Because my uncle had brought that style with him to the school he was teaching at, and he brought that from Livingstone. Also notable alum, not in the family, if many of you remember this young lady, I grew up watching her on WTVD 11. Miriam Thomas
Mm-hmm.
was another notable alum, which was also, I believe, I want to say in like the Hall of Fame of broadcasting in this state as well. So Livingstone, HBCU, like you said, is so sweet, so much sweeter whenever the HBCU can go out and blossom. And a lot of times you get those big names on the resumes that you see, the Yales, the Harvards, the Browns, the Carolinas, the Dukes, you name it. But man, those HBCUs, man, when you see those names on the resumes, it should make you proud. And stand up, HBCU, stand up, Livingstone. This is your week.
Mm-hmm.
And also, Livingstone football this week, right, nephew?
Mm-hmm. I could Dexter mentioned this last week: Elizabeth City versus Livingstone. And I can't. What's the name of the classic or the bowl? I
The
can't think of the
Down East
name.
Classic.
Down East Classic. So they
Yeah,
playing. Well, all weekend is really dedicated to that. So they doing stuff all weekend. But Saturday the 10th is the game played in Rocky Mount. So
yeah.
I'm gonna have to root for Livingstone on this one, man.
Yeah, I gotta pull it. I gotta pull for the Blueberries. There's
Mm-hmm.
been also a couple of young men that I knew that played at Livingstone as well. Won't throw their names out here, but there's a handful of them. Had another little cousin to go to Livingstone as well. So I gotta pull for the Blueberries this week. Also, CIAA. Um, guys, this is like week 2 of football. CIAA didn't fare so well. Fayetteville State was the only school to pull out a dub in the CIAA last week with Shaw, John C. Smith, Livingstone, St. Aug, Winston-Salem State, and Chowan is now CIAA.
Mm-hmm.
All of those kind of took the L. So we're hoping for a bounce back in the CIAA this week.
Mm-hmm.
So go root, go pull for your CIAA schools, your HBCU schools. Um, listen, it's our job to bring this information to you. Maybe you don't know HBCU, man. Game of the week, East
Mm-hmm.
Elizabeth City, Livingstone.
I believe Uncle Dexter gonna be there. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I did see the Bowie State, but I was really aiming for all the schools in the Carolinas. They're dead. But yeah, you're right. Bowie State did get the dub this week. They Bowie State being up in Maryland, which we got fam in Maryland too. So shame on me. Bowie State got the dub this week as well. So with that being said, go support your HBCU. I'm actually going to change the name from the Down East Classic to the Miracle Whip Classic. But anyways, man, listen, HBCU love. I got to shout out one more time, Poetic Blends, man. Thank you for being a sponsor this week. Go check them out. You can check out his IG. You can check out his Facebook. You can check out his Twitter. You can check out his email. Hit him up on the email, special orders. Send him what you want. You seen it on the screen earlier. We're going to put it on the screen one more time. And then www.poeticblends.com. I'm telling you, man, these shirts, these clothes, these shoes are fire. Now you see the shoes here. You can do shoes as well, socks, you name it. I seen this dude do aprons. I seen him do crazy stuff. He's only just getting started. Go check out D Lee, DD Lee, or Darius. I threw the government out. Go check them out at poeticblends.com and tell them we sent you the Cornbread commentary. Nephew, did I miss anything?
No, man, you didn't miss anything, man. I'm on a flight. I'm on a flight Friday to come home, so I'll see you. I'll see you on Saturday, on Friday sometime.
And we gonna hoop it up this weekend.
I'm gonna try to, man. I looked at the weather. It's for the rain Sunday, so we'll see. But I'm gonna need you to get me into Planet Fitness either Friday or Saturday.
Oh, you want the black card privileges, huh?
Yeah, I don't even have it no more because we have a gym on campus, so.
Shout out to Planet Fitness, man, with these cheap memberships, man. I'm telling you, I might not use it like I should, but it's so cheap I forget about it. Shout out to Planet Fitness. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Planet Fitness, I promise. Anyways, appreciate all of y'all viewers tapping in.
My dad got a black card, so either way, one of y'all gonna get me in there.
I guarantee you I use mine more than he do. But anyways, so check this out. I just want to say thank you for the viewers, everyone watching, right? Y'all, we just really getting this thing started. Go like. You seen the page. I hit you up with the page. Mm-hmm. Go like, go share, go subscribe. I promise you, it'll be worth your while because as we get into this thing, I promise you, there's going to be giveaways. There's going to be different things coming about. Man, we trying to get this thing rolling so we can help the community and help others.
Me might see you some cornbread too.
Shout out to Donna Madison, man. We talked about that potato salad and cornbread this week, but
me already know I'm gonna need some of that when I come home. Chicken salad, potato salad, and cornbread, man.
Yeah. Next week, y'all tune in. It's going to be interesting. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about the town of Kinley and what's going on there. Mm-hmm. And we're going to talk about some other matters in our community. We're going to talk a little bit of sports next week too, guys. But next week, town of Kinley, is something going on. We can't put our hand on it. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. We always say that, but tune in next week and we're going to talk about it. We want all of y'all to tune in and talk about it with us. All right?
All right, now we out. Hey, Mima, I know you hear me. We'll see y'all next week, man.
Y'all take it easy.